I think I've shared with you back in the day with, 6 kids and 2 adults to feed, even working full time. It was hard to make ends meet sometimes. One of the ways most people could solve that is a food bank. Food banks generally come in 3 categories: income dependent, location dependent, and nothing to qualify it. Sometimes they're both. You have to be a certain income level and you have to live in a certain town. Well, in Gorham we have one, and so going to it. One of the things we would get a lot of is these rotisserie chickens. Hannaford's here, great. One of the great things they do here is they donate a lot of things to the food bank. And I don't know if it all comes just out of this one store or some other stores, I'm not sure. But one thing for a while that would always be there is rotisserie chickens. And they would encourage you to take, take 2 of them at least, because sometimes they'd have so many of them. And basically how food bank food works generally, if it's something that can spoil, the supermarket, keeps track of all these dates. And when something is going to go in the next couple days, they take it, pop it in the freezer, and then they donate it to the food bank. Well, sometimes in the food bank you get it still frozen, but sometimes it's thawed or it's starting to thaw, which basically means the first rule of safety for food bank food is if it's starting to unthaw or it was frozen, you have to eat it like that day. You don't want to even leave it around for a day. So, we get these rotisserie chickens, and believe it or not, we get tired of eating rotisserie chickens. And I often thought about, once in a while we did, pick all the chicken off the bones and do something with it. But I wish I had this book. I saw this at Goodwill, so I couldn't half price. So I think it was $2 altogether. I wish I had had this back in the day. Rotisserie Chicken Cookbook. 101 healthy recipes with store-bought convenience. So it's based around the idea, what can you do with a rotisserie chicken? Other than, you want a slice of chicken? Here it is. And what is kind of nice, they tell you how to break down a chicken, how you're supposed to cut it up, to get different pieces of meat out of it. They tell you different things about Smart Sharper meals. You could use different things to go with it. And so the first part of this book is actually taking some of the chicken and doing something with it. So here's one right here that looks really good. This is a pesto chicken quesadilla. And so you have the prepared pesto, flour tortilla, a cup and a half of shredded rotisserie chicken, some shredded Italian cheese, and softened butter softened, and you end up with that. So that would really have helped back then. I mean, pepper and chicken nachos. Quick and easy King Ranch chicken casserole. That looks appetizing too. And then in this book, the back section, they've got some for making ahead. You would make it way ahead. Because if you cook the chicken, then it clocks again as far as the spoilage date. So you could technically say, take the chicken, the chicken, if it's in something that's going to cook again, I probably shouldn't say that because that's going to be too confusing. But chicken and spinach baked pasta. This looks good too. But in the back, they have just things to go with it. Oh, here's one that looked interesting. Brown buttered cauliflower mash. So it's kind of like, the idea is the cauliflower is replacing the potatoes. So lemon herb potatoes, oven from scratch oven fries, broccoli cornbread muffins. That sounds good. So we have got 100 recipes, 223 pages, Oxmoor House, and the author of this, I don't see an author. Perhaps an editor, because all of these were put together. Yeah, it doesn't. It just says Oxmoor House, and it was $14.95. It would have been. It was $4 on a green day week, so I got it for $2. But I'm gonna have to go and actually buy a rotisserie chicken just to try some of these out. And two, we had a Costco open in this area, and I guess one of Costco's big things they have is they have a lost leader item, rotisserie chicken. So they're usually always under $5, I guess. I haven't been in the new one. I haven't seen any deals to get, a free membership for a while or anything. We did that in the past, and shopping in a place like that, or BJ's or Sam's or whatever, is kind of frustrating unless you've got a place to store everything. Maybe you've got a big freezer or whatever. But as you go down in the number of people, do we really need to buy, a year's worth of detergent at one time, or some things like that? Because again, it gets into storage space issues. But with that, if they're doing that, that could be a good book to go with it, give you some ideas, and and there's nothing to say you couldn't take regular chicken or raw and from packages that are cut out, cook them, and then put them in these recipes. Southern Living Rotisserie Chicken Cookbook. 101 hearty recipes with store-bought convenience. Bye.